Most people think that wedding photography is just showing up, taking pretty pictures, and going home. But the hardest part isn't the camera work, it's everything else. As a wedding photographer, you get to wear many different hats. Your customer service, you help with timeline planning, you help with the day's organization. If the wedding that day doesn't have a day of coordinator, it's usually up to you to try to get everybody wrangled together for the big group photos. It's sometimes up to you to maybe be looking at your watch and gently nudging people along so that the day continues to flow. And then on top of all of that, sometimes weddings can be the most difficult situations to shoot in. You're dealing with chaotic timelines, dark reception halls, fast-moving situations, pressured situations, the pressure to capture those specific shots. And now let's add on top of it, the physical aspect of shooting a wedding. You're generally going to be carrying around 2 cameras with you, possibly a bag with a flash, with a lens, with additional accessories. You're going to be on your feet 8 to 12 hours. I think a lot of people tend to forget that you need to be somewhat physically fit to be able to shoot a wedding. You need to be able to keep your mind clear so that you can focus on everything that's going on around you. So that you can keep mental notes of the timeline. Make sure that you are capturing the shots you need to capture. Wedding photography truly is the Olympic sport when it comes to photography. You're going to be using every single trick that you know to be able to get the photos the way that you need to get them. So there's the pressure of missing moments. Obviously, you don't want to miss the first kiss. Well, there's a lot of other things that happen during a wedding that you want to capture. Generally, I try to capture photos of each couple as they walk down the aisle. I want to get photos of the groom walking his mother down the aisle. Now, it doesn't always work out like that. So the way that I usually try to do it is I discuss with the bridal party or even the day of coordinator so that we can time out as people come down the aisle so that I have time to get the photo and move out of the way. But it doesn't always work that way. I've been at many weddings before where the chaos starts kicking in and people just start flying down the aisle. Then you have that stress of, I missed that shot. And it's going to happen. You're going to have shots that you're not going to get. It's completely out of your control. But you want to try to mitigate that as much as possible. And a lot of that comes down to communication and just the amount of time that you've been doing it. You definitely have to be very fast on your reaction times. The camera in your hand needs to be like an extension of your hand. You can't ever be sitting there trying to process in your mind what settings I need to be using, exactly what angles do I need to be shooting from. It needs to be second nature. Then on top of all of this, you need to be managing people. I don't know how many times I've been shooting a wedding and it comes time for the group shots, doing the big family photos. And I might tell the family that, hey, we're gonna start all of the family photos here in about 5 minutes. And of course, everybody scatters off into 10 different directions. And in the amount of time that was dedicated to doing those family photos, you've just spent trying to wrangle everybody together. So now timelines start falling behind and you need to figure out how to catch it up. And then sometimes you just end up having to deal with chaotic people, period. The ones that think they know your job better than you do. We've all heard of a bridezilla. And generally in my experience, it's usually not the bride. Usually it's one of the bridesmaids or it's the bride's mother or the groom's mother. But you need to learn how to handle those situations and how to be professional. As much as you would love to say some choice words to them, not the best idea. You definitely need to remain calm under pressure and you need to be a problem solver. I've had many couples leave reviews before and tell me in person that I'd helped out so much just in being able to resolve certain problems, keep everything flowing nicely. You want to be the person that is able to resolve a problem. If there's rain that day and you were planning on doing outdoor photos, reassure that couple that we're gonna get it figured out. Have other plans in place. You definitely need to learn how to adapt quickly. Shooting in dark situations, harsh lighting environments. This is why it is in a lot of my videos I discuss off-camera flash and why it is so important to know how to use off-camera flash. That way that no matter what the lighting situation is, you are able to control it. And that's going to help not only with your confidence, it's gonna help with the quality of the pictures, and it's gonna help the day move better. You need to be able to remain creative even under these pressured situations. When you've got a day of coordinator looking at her watch or looking at her phone telling you that we've only got about 10 minutes left before we need to do the entrances, but you still need to do the couple portraits. You need to remain calm under that pressure and still be able to perform and deliver the absolute best photos that you can for your couple. Again, wedding photography definitely isn't just showing up with your camera and snapping some pretty photos. Now for some of the parts that I absolutely love about what I get to do. As the photographer, you get to be a part of some of the most intimate moments. I've done photos before where they were doing their vows and I'm the only one there. It's just me and the couple. I get to be privy to that very, very special moment for them and capture that moment for them. You almost get to be part of that inner circle of the wedding each and every weekend. And you create a bond with those couples. You have a connection that's really hard to explain without doing it yourself. Even with all the chaos and the stress, it's something I would never give up. As long as my body's still able to do it, I'm gonna continue to do it. Now, as I said, I don't want this to be a deterrence to anyone, but I think a lot of people come into wedding photography or have the idea that they want to be a wedding photographer and don't realize all of the other stuff that is involved in doing it. I see people all the time posting online about how they got out of wedding photography because they just couldn't handle all of the stress. That being a wedding photographer is just way too much. And it is. For a lot of people, there's way too much going on. That's why the majority of wedding photography businesses shut down within a year or two. There's just a lot more that you need to be handling than what you would ever think. So before you even decide to jump in and start shooting a wedding, make sure that you are extremely proficient with your camera. Make sure you are in shape. I can't stress that enough. And the day of, drink plenty of water. There's nothing more important than trying to keep yourself hydrated during a wedding day. Again, 8 to 12 hours on your feet, carrying weight. It is going to take a toll on you. Study up on how to communicate with people. Communication is one of the biggest parts of being a professional wedding photographer. You are constantly customer service. You are sales. You are the voice of reason. You are the one who can calm down a tense situation or a chaotic situation or put a bride's mind at ease when everything seems to be falling apart. These are the things that will set you apart from a lot of the photographers in your area. But at the end of the day, enjoy yourself. Have fun. Have a smile on your face and love what it is you do. If you don't love doing this, then you shouldn't be doing it at all.